Have you ever wondered if a small gain is worth more than a large promise? Let's delve into the story of a humble fisherman and a little fish, a tale that might just answer this question. Once upon a time, there lived a poor fisherman. His livelihood depended entirely on the fish he caught. One day, his luck seemed to have run dry. He cast his nets and pulled them back, only to find a single tiny fish wriggling in the net. The fisherman reached down to pick up the little fish, preparing to place it in his basket, when the fish began to speak. "Please, spare me, Mr. Fisherman," the tiny fish pleaded. "I am so small, hardly worth the effort to carry me home. If you let me go now and catch me when I'm bigger, I promise I'll make you a much better meal." The fisherman paused for a moment, considering the little fish's plea. Then with a slight shake of his head, he quickly placed the fish into his basket. "How foolish I would be to let you go," the fisherman said, his voice filled with conviction. "No matter how small you are now, you are certainly better than an empty promise of a bigger meal in the future." And so, the fisherman continued his day, with the small fish in his basket and a valuable lesson in his heart. This simple yet profound story serves as a reminder that a small gain in hand is, indeed, worth more than a large promise. The fisherman understood that he had a sure thing in the small fish. Despite its size, it was a guaranteed meal. On the other hand, the fish's promise of a better meal in the future was uncertain. Who's to say the fisherman would ever catch the fish again? And so, the moral of our tale is clear. A small gain is worth more than a large promise. It's a principle that reminds us to appreciate and value what we have in the present, rather than pinning our hopes on uncertain promises of the future. In a world where bigger is often considered better, it's a lesson worth remembering. Next time you find yourself in a situation where you're tempted to overlook a small gain in hopes of a larger promise, remember the fisherman and the little fish. Don't be swayed by the allure of what could be. Instead, hold on to what is. After all, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush.